Former President Donald Trump has once again ignited controversy with his stance on the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA. During a recent visit to North Carolina to survey the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, Trump suggested a major overhaul of the agency, even hinting at its complete elimination. This pronouncement has sparked widespread debate and concern, particularly as the nation grapples with the increasing frequency and intensity of natural disasters. Trump's proposal stems from his long-held belief that states should bear the primary responsibility for disaster relief efforts. He argues that the current system, where FEMA deploys resources and personnel from across the country, is inefficient and ineffective. Instead, he envisions a scenario where states take the lead, with the federal government playing a more limited supporting role. This is not the first time Trump has expressed his dissatisfaction with FEMA. Throughout his presidency and beyond, he has repeatedly criticized the agency's response to natural disasters, often questioning its competence and effectiveness. His recent comments, however, mark a significant escalation in his stance, suggesting a fundamental shift in the federal government's approach to disaster management. Trump's skepticism of FEMA is deeply rooted in his broader political ideology, which emphasizes limited government intervention and greater state autonomy. He has consistently advocated for reducing the federal bureaucracy and shifting responsibilities to state and local governments. His views on FEMA align with this philosophy, reflecting a belief that disaster response is best handled at the local level. During his presidency, Trump's clashes with FEMA were well documented. He frequently criticized the agency's handling of hurricanes and wildfires, often publicly contradicting his own officials and downplaying the severity of disasters. His administration also proposed significant budget cuts to FEMA, though these were ultimately rejected by Congress. Trump's criticisms of FEMA have often been met with pushback from disaster relief experts and former agency officials, who argue that a strong federal role is essential in responding to major disasters. They point to the agency's experience, resources, and ability to coordinate large-scale relief efforts as crucial factors in effectively assisting communities in need. While Trump's proposal has resonated with some who share his views on limited government, it has also drawn sharp criticism from those who believe that a robust federal response is paramount in times of crisis. Critics argue that shifting the burden of disaster relief to states would disproportionately impact those with fewer resources, potentially exacerbating inequalities and hindering recovery efforts. They also point out that many states lack the financial capacity and logistical infrastructure to effectively handle major disasters on their own. FEMA's role, they contend, is not merely to provide aid but also to offer expertise, coordination, and resources that states often lack. Furthermore, critics argue that a decentralized approach to disaster management could lead to inconsistent responses and a patchwork of policies, potentially creating confusion and delays in delivering aid to those who need it most. They emphasize that a coordinated federal response is essential to ensure a swift and equitable recovery for all affected communities. The implications of Trump's proposal are particularly significant for California, a state grappling with the escalating threat of wildfires. The state has experienced a devastating surge in wildfires in recent years, fueled by climate change and other factors. These fires have caused widespread destruction, displaced communities, and strained California's resources. Trump's call to eliminate FEMA has raised concerns among Californians who rely on the agency for assistance in the aftermath of these disasters. They fear that a diminished federal role in disaster relief would leave the state ill-equipped to cope with future wildfires, potentially exacerbating the already dire situation. As the debate over FEMA's future continues, the stakes for California and other disaster-prone states remain high. The outcome of this debate will have far-reaching consequences, shaping the nation's ability to prepare for, respond to, and recover from the increasing threat of natural disasters in the years to come.